പരീക്ഷയിലെ ആദ്യത്തെ ചോദ്യം 1 മുതൽ 5 വരെ 1 മാർക്കാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു വേർഡാണ് അതിൻ്റെ ആൻസറായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കേണ്ടത്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ഫൗണ്ടർ ഓഫ് വിശ്വഭാരതി യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി. ആൻസർ രവീന്ദ്രനാഥ ടാഗോർ. സെക്കൻഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ടാക്സ് ഇമ്പോസ്ഡ് ബൈ ലോക്കൽ സെൽഫ് ഗവൺമെൻറ്. ആൻസർ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി ടാക്സ്. തേർഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ദി ആക്ട് ദാറ്റ് ലെഡ് ടു ദി ജാലിയൻവാല ബാഗ് മസാക്കർ. ആൻസർ റൗലറ്റ് ആക്ട്. ഫോർത്ത് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ഫാദർ ഓഫ് പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ സയൻസ്. ആൻസർ Aristotle. Fifth question, Himalayan mountain range where dunes are found. Answer Sivalik. അടുത്ത ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ നമുക്ക് 8 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എഴുതാനാണ്. അതിൽ 6 മുതൽ 15 വരെ ഉണ്ട്. ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യന് 3 മാർക്കാണ്. അതിനനുസരിച്ച് ആൻസർ ചെയ്യണം. സിക്സ്ത് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ്, കോൺട്രിബ്യൂഷൻ ഓഫ് രാജാറാം മോഹൻ റോയ് ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ സോഷ്യൽ റിഫോം മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്. ആൻസർ ദ പയനീർ എമംഗ് ദി സോഷ്യൽ റിഫോമേഴ്സ് who strived for the modernization of Indian society. He is known as the father of Indian social reform. He opposed caste system and sati. Social evils prevailed in the Indian society. Established the Brahma Samaj in Bengal. He propagated the idea of a unified Indian society in the place of a society fragmented over caste lines. To improve the status of women, he advocated for the right of women to own property. ഇനി സെവൻത്ത് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, സിറ്റിസൺഷിപ്പ് എന്താണെന്ന്. സിറ്റിസൺഷിപ്പ് ഈസ് ദി ഫുൾ ആൻഡ് ഈക്വൽ മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് ഇൻ എ നേഷൻ. സിറ്റിസൺഷിപ്പ് enables a person to experience political and civil rights. Two types of citizenship: natural citizenship and acquired citizenship. Natural citizenship, citizenship by birth is natural citizenship. Acquired citizenship, when a person acquires citizenship on the basis of the legal procedure of a nation, it is acquired citizenship. Next, eighth question, the things that can be assessed through the analysis of contour line in topographic maps. First one, to know about altitude of a place. Second, to know about nature of the slope of a place. Third point, shape of the landform. Next question, അതിൻ്റെ ആൻസർ നമുക്കറിയാം. ലോങ് മാർച്ച്, ദ ചൈനീസ് റെവല്യൂഷൻ. ലിബർട്ടി, ഇക്വാലിറ്റി, ഫ്രറ്റേണിറ്റി, ദി ഫ്രഞ്ച് റെവല്യൂഷൻ. നോ ടാക്സേഷൻ വിത്തൗട്ട് റെപ്രസെൻറ്റേഷൻ, ദ അമേരിക്കൻ വാർ ഓഫ് ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻസ്. 10th question, role of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in the integration of princely state. First one, the integration was really a Herculean task and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was the union minister entrusted with the mission. Second point, he appointed V.P. Menon, a Keralite, as secretary of the Department of States. Third point, Patel and V.P. Menon prepared an instrument of accession which stipulated that the princely states had to transfer their control over defense, external affairs, and information and communication to the government of India. Next point, following the diplomacy of the government and popular protest, majority of the princely states signed in the instrument of accession and joined the Indian Union. Next point, but some states such as Hyderabad, Kashmir and Junagadh resented. Next point, finally they were also integrated into the Indian Union through conciliation talks and military interventions. ഇനി 11th question ആണ്, peculiarities of spring season. Answer, first point, between March 21st and June 21st. Second point, the session of transition from winter to summer. Third point, sprouting of plants, blooming of mango trees and bearing buds on jackfruit trees. 12th question, stereo pair. Two adjacent aerial photographs are known as a stereo pair. Stereoscope. Stereoscope is the instrument that provides three-dimensional views from aerial photographs. Overlap. Each aerial photograph covers about 60% area of the adjacent photographs also. This is called overlap of aerial photographs. 13th question, Treaty of Versailles signed with Germany after First World War? First point, according to this treaty, German colonies were divided among the victorious powers. Second point, Germany was forced to pay a huge amount as war indemnity. Third point, the Allies occupied the rich mines of Germany. Next point, all war guilt was imposed on Germany and was disarmed. 14th question ആണ് cyclones. Cyclones are caused by the formation of low atmospheric pressure at the center surrounded by high pressure regions. Next question, next point. Strong whirlwinds blow towards such low pressure centers from the surrounding high pressure areas. Next point. Due to the Coriolis effect, wind blow in the anti-clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere and clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. 15th question. Role of newspapers in the emergence of Indian nationalism. First point, disseminated information on massacres opposed the opposition and repressive rule in various parts of country. Next point, popularized reformative movements against social evils and superstitions. Next point, motivated the people to protest against the British rule and evils in Indian society. Next point, kept abreast of the global agitations for freedom, democracy and equality. Next point, create public awareness on economic exploitation by the British. Next point, reported the calamities like plague and famine that killed thousands of Indians in various regions. Next part, answer any 10 questions from 16 to 26. Each carries 4 scores. 4 മാർക്കിൻ്റെയാണ് 16 മുതൽ 26 വരെ. 16th question. Constructive programs put forwarded by Gandhiji as part of non-cooperation movements. First point, Gandhiji motivated the people to participate in constructive programs. Second point, people began to make indigenous products, spin khadi clothing using charka, establish national schools and popularize Hindi. Next point, Kashi Vidyapith, Gujarat Vidyapith, Jamia Millia, etc. are some of the national education institutions started during this time. Next point, students who boycotted English education were attracted to national education institutions. 17th question. Match the following A to B. Dinabandhu Mitra, Neil Darpan, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Anandamad, Nandalal Bose, Village Drummer, Arvind Abanindranath Tagore, Bharat Mata. Next, 18th question. ICDS, Integrated Child Development Scheme. First point, to ensure integrated development of children up to 6 years. Next one, to provide health care for pregnant and lactating women. SSA, Samagra Shisha Abhiyan. First one, to ensure universal education to all up to higher secondary level. Next one, to ensure equality and equity. Third point, to promote vocational education. Next, 19th question. Miseries of Sepoy and dissatisfaction of kings were some of the causes of the revolt of 1857. Miseries of the Sepoy. Poor salary. Next one, abuse by the British officers. Next one, the rumor that the cartilage in the newly supplied Enfield rifles were greased with the fat of cows and pigs. Next one, it wounded the religious sentiments of the Hindus and Muslim soldiers. Next one, the soldiers who were unwilling to use the new cartridges were punished by the officers. Next one, in Barakpur in Bengal, Mangal Pandey, an Indian soldier, shot at a British officer who forced him to use the new cartridge. Next one, he was arrested and hanged to death. Next, dissatisfaction of kings. First one, the first martyr in the 1857 revolt was Mangal Pandey. Next one, the British took over the princely states through the doctrine of lapse. Next point, the princely states were convicted of inefficient rule and were annexed by the British. 20th question, non-tax revenue sources of the government. First one, fees, a reward collected for the government service. Second one, example, license fees, tuition fees, registration fees, etc. Next, fines and penalties, punishments for violating the laws. Next one, grants, financial aid provided by one government to another. For example, grants are provided by central and state governments to local self governments. Next one, interest, amount received for loans provided by the government to various enterprises, agencies, and countries. Next one, profit, income received from the enterprises operated by the government. Example, profit from Indian Railway. Next, 21st question. Significance of the northern mountains in molding the climate and human life of India. First one, protect us from foreign invasions from the north since ancient times. Next one, block the monsoon winds and cause rainfall throughout North India. Next one, prevent the dry cold winds blowing from the north from entering India during winter. Next one, caused the emergence of diverse flora and fauna. Next one, source regions of rivers. Last point, rich sources of fresh water. Question number 22, role of family and education in fostering civic consciousness. Role of family. First point, we learn to respect the elders and to engage in social service from the primary social institutions of family. Next point, family has an important role in fostering and maintaining sense of responsibility among its members. Next point, inspiration and encouragement from the family will develop civic consciousness. Next one, the concept that each individual is for the family and the family is for the society should be developed in the family atmosphere. Role of education. First point, the primary aim of education is to equip the individual to effectively utilize the knowledge gained through the learning of different subjects for the betterment of society. Next point, education will help to develop values, consciousness, tolerance, leadership qualities, scientific temper, etc. Through education, science and technology can be effectively utilized in a useful manner to the society. Next point, through value oriented educational approach, we can instill civic consciousness among the people. Last point, government formulates educational policies with this aim. 23rd question, the obligatory and discretionary functions of the state. First, obligatory functions. First one, functions which have to be implemented by the state at all times at any cost are said to be obligatory functions. Next one, state cannot abstain from its obligatory functions. Next point, the life and property of the people cannot be protected if the obligatory functions are not performed. Next point, protection of boundary, maintain internal peace, protection of rights, implementation of justice are the main obligatory functions of the state. Next, discretionary functions. Discretionary functions are those which have to be implemented as per the economic condition of the state. Next one, implementation of functions like education, healthcare, etc. will provide better living condition for the people. Next point, the state which implements such progressive measures is called a welfare state. Next point, it is not possible to set a limit to the discretionary powers of the state. Last point, The growth of technology and the increase in human wants are making this area vast. Question number 24. The use of Geographical Information System GIS. First one, compile data from different sources. Second point, update the incorporate data easily. Third point, conduct thematic studies. Next one, represent geographic features specially. Next point, generate visual models of future phenomena and process based on the data collected, prepare maps, tables and graphs. Question number 25th answer A fort, B 837352, C 8535, D lighthouse. Question number 26. What is fiscal policy? Mention the goals of fiscal policy. First one, government's policy regarding public revenue, public expenditure, and public debt is called fiscal policy. Goals of the fiscal policy: attain economic stability, create employment opportunities, control unnecessary expenditure. It helps to maintain price stability. Next answer, anyone from question 27 and 28, 5 score on. What is remote sensing? Answer, it is the method of collecting information about an object, place, or phenomenon without actual physical contact. Two methods of remote sensing based on platforms. First one, terrestrial photography, that is taking photographs of the earth's surface from the terrain or from high elevations are called terrestrial photography. Example, taking pictures using cameras. Second one, aerial remote sensing, the process of taking photographs of earth's surface with the help of cameras fixed on balloons on or aircrafts is called aerial remote sensing. Third one, satellite remote sensing, the process of collecting information using sensors fitted on artificial satellites is called satellite remote sensing. Two different types of artificial satellites: geostationary satellites and sun synchronous satellites. 28th question, what are topographic maps? Large scale maps which depicts in detail all natural and man-made features on the surface of the earth. These maps provide minute details of comparatively small areas. Marginal information, cultural features of topographic map. Marginal information, the general information given outside the margins in the topographic map are called marginal or primary information. The topographic topo sheet number, name of the area, latitude and longitude, a scale of the map, a contour interval, values of northings and eastings, years of survey and publication, agency in charge of survey are the marginal information of the topo sheet. Cultural features, settlements, different types of roads, boundaries, places of worship, agricultural lands, post office, police station, bridges, etc. are a new cultural features shown in topo sheets. Next part, answer any one from question 29 and 30. 6 scorer. 29. The movement and the person having difference of opinions towards the Gandhian approach of struggle also played a critical role in attaining India's freedom. Swaraj Party, C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru, who opposed the Gandhian idea of boycott movement, formed the Swaraj Party in 1923. Next one, they argued for making legislative assemblies and platforms for raising our voices instead of boycotting them, and they contested elections. Next one, gradually the opposition to Gandhian method of struggle intensified. Next one, contested elections into legislature. Next, Indian National Army INA. Subhash Chandra Bose expressed his difference of opinions in Gandhian ideas of struggle. Next one, quitting the Congress, he formed a political party called Forward Bloc. Next one, he took the charge of the International Army INA formed by Rash Bihari Bose to attain freedom for India. Next one, he formed a provisional government for free India in Singapore with the aim of forcing the British to quit India. Next one, the Indian National Army had a women wing called the Jhansi Regiment. Next one, Captain Lakshmi the Carolite was in charge of this regiment. Next one, with the support of the Japanese army, the Indian National Army marched to the east-west border of India and hoisted Indian flag in Imphal. Next, Hindustan Socialist Republic Association in 1928. It was formed by Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Rajguru and Sukhdev. Second point, leaders founded a military wing called the Republican Army for Armed Revolution. Next point, their plan was to overthrow the colonial government through military action and establish a Federal Republic of Indian states. Next one, the major activities: Bhagat Singh, Rajguru and Sukhdev Singh shot to kill Saunders, a police officer. Bhagat Singh and Budageshwar death threw bombs at the Central Legislative Assembly. 30th question, 30th. Achievements of India in the following fields: economic sector, progress in economic sector, mixed economy. India adopted mixed economy, which is a combination of both the socialist and capitalist system. It focused on public sector. Next one, the Planning Commission of India was formed under the chairman of Nehru in 1950. 5-year plan. India adopted 5-year plan for economic growth and started in 1951. Set up iron and steel industries in various parts of country. Next one, it also helped to eradicate poverty, improvement agricultural and industrial sectors, improve education and health, and generate new energy sources. Achievement in space. In 1962, Nehru, with the technical advice of Vikram Sarabhai, formed the Indian National Committee for Space Research. Next one, in 1969, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO was established to lead space research. Next one, the first rocket launched station in India was established in Tumba near Trivandrum. Next one, first satellite Aryabhatta was successfully launched in 1975. Next one, the addition to satellites, space vehicles and rockets launched were also developed. Next one, it was because of the far-sightedness of Jawaharlal Nehru that India became the first developing nation to make and launch satellites. Next one, with the new space missions such as Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan, India has entered a new era in space exploration. Chandrayaan, which began in 2008. Mangalyaan, the space mission of India to Mars, is the Indian-made space shuttle that covered the longest distance in space. Thank you. All the best. ആൻസർ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചല്ലോ. അമിതമായി എഴുതി സമയം കളയാതെ കൃത്യമായ ആൻസർ മാത്രം ചെയ്യുക.